What's going on, everyone? It's Joe here, back with Jargon, and today we are talking about the likelihood that we are going to see the World Between Worlds in the Ahsoka TV show. First things first, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So, are we going to see the World Between Worlds in the Ahsoka TV show? I think the answer is yes. And the first reason for that being that if you look at the logo for the show, it looks very World Between Worlds-esque. A lot of the symbols, glyphs, circular patterns are very, very similar to the things we saw in the World Between Worlds in Season 4 of Rebels. On top of that, a few of the leaks have suggested that we are going to see the World Between Worlds to show us alternate realities or alternate timelines of things that might have happened to Ahsoka that maybe didn't happen to Ahsoka. And honestly, I'm not really sure whether or not to believe the leaks, and part of the reason is because we do hear crazy things like this all the time. I know there was like a pretty valid leak around Han Solo being in the Book of Boba Fett. That didn't happen, or Kira being in the Book of Boba Fett. So once again, I'm taking this with a grain of salt, but because of the logo and because of, kind of where we left off in Rebels, I have to believe that the World Between Worlds is going to play some sort of part in this show. One of the leaks in particular that was really interesting, and I'd say click away if you don't want to hear this at all right now, but one of those leaks is that supposedly Hayden Christensen is going to be in the show reprising the role of Anakin, and there's going to be some sort of alternate reality that Ahsoka sees where a younger version of herself is actually battling Anakin on Mustafar instead of Obi-Wan. Honestly, that would be incredible to see, but once again, I'm just not sure that they're going to take it that far. The World Between Worlds could instead be used as some sort of device to save Ezra, or maybe the new Dark Jedi that we're seeing, Baylan and Shen, are trying to utilize it in order to change the future or change the past in some way. And some people, of course, have speculated in the past that it's going to be used to somehow retcon the sequel trilogy. I honestly don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately. I would love to see that happen, but I just don't think Disney's willing to take it that far, especially with the Rey movie that we know is coming out. But once again, it could be used to show us alternate realities. And especially if they're going this route of giving us some sort of loose adaptation of Heir to the Empire, I think it actually is important to show us the alternate realities. And the reason is because in the book Heir to the Empire, Luke actually goes back to Dagobah and has a vision in the cave, the Dark Side Cave. He sees an alternate reality of himself at the Sarlacc pit on Jabba's sail barge. And in that particular moment, instead of getting his lightsaber from R2, someone pulls it back from him with the Force, and that person is Mara Jade. So in that alternate reality, he would not have survived the Sarlacc pit. He would have been thrown in. That scene kind of became a catapult for his relationship with Mara Jade, and kind of a jumping off point for introducing who she is and how she could have potentially changed the course of history in Star Wars. So I'd say it's very, very possible that we're going to see a similar scenario play out with Ahsoka. As I've said in other videos, I do think Ahsoka is kind of replacing Luke in this Heir to the Empire adaptation. She could potentially see some alternate events that, if they had played out, maybe had changed the course of her life, maybe even Ezra's as well. So I definitely think that there's going to be some element of alternate timelines being shown to us for the World Between Worlds. I do think we're going to see the World Between Worlds, but once again, I don't think it's actually going to be used to fundamentally change the canon timeline at all. But I'd love to know what you guys think. Do you think we're going to see the World Between Worlds in the Ahsoka show? What role do you think it will actually play in the show as well? Leave a comment, and please do hit like and subscribe. And once again, thanks for watching, guys.
Lolo Matafa.